Good morning, folks. Here we are at Wally's Fire in our showroom today, and we've got another product here that we want to show you and give you some details on. With me is Carson with Task Force Tips, and the product today is one we're always excited to talk to folks about. Is one of the Task Force Tip ball intake valves, and not only does it have a lot of good features, which Chris is going to tell you about, but we're going to actually show you how simple and economical this valve is to rebuild. So.
Outstanding. Yep, what we have here is our AB series ball intake valve. This is the standard series, which uses a 3.65 inch waterway on the back, as opposed to the jumbo, which has a 5.25 inch waterway on the back. So if you're looking for a high draft capacity, you'd want to move into the jumbo series. Regardless if it's standard body or jumbo body, we have the option of hand crank positions being on the top, on the right, or the left, all depending on how the pump panel is laid out. And if it's in standard AB or jumbo series, they're all going to have the front swiveling intake. So depending on where your supply line's coming in from, we have a little bit of flexibility, a little forgiveness if you're too far ahead or not far enough up toward the hydrant. But like any product, it's going to require service at some point. We always recommend that an intake valve comes off the truck periodically. We want to make sure that the rear seat area is cleaned, that the ball itself is cleaned off, particularly where the ball comes in contact with the rear seat. Intake valves can be problematic because of the dissimilar with materials between the pump and the valve itself. In order to reduce any problems due to material incompatibility, we use stainless steel on the back of these or a comp coated aluminum, so we minimize corrosion, in addition to the polymer strip bearing that's used to couple the coupling to the valve body. So we break the electrical path between the valve body and the pump itself. Because it is a ball intake valve, when it's in the closed position, the main cavity of the valve remains dry. It always drains out, be it gravity drain on the AXD low profile or the actual valve drain itself on the side of these. So no water inside the valve. We minimize any possibility of corrosion.
Right.
But regardless of the product, service is always going to be a component of it. You have to service the valve. It is a ball valve, and as the suction inlet screen deteriorates, if you're drafting, you have the chance of getting debris caught between the ball and the seat, which can damage the seat and cause the valve to leak. Right. If the valve does begin to leak, there's no amount of force on the valve to actually stop it. It's full travel. You have to change the seat.
Yeah. So if I can throw in a note here to the fire departments, all you have to do here to prepare for servicing is buy a store's mounting plate.
Correct.
Mount it to your workbench, and there you go. Okay.
We see people try to do it the old-fashioned way. Somebody holds it, but if you don't have somebody to hold it, this holds it for you. That's an inexpensive way to do this. So what we'll do is we'll lock the swivel in place so we can work on this now.
Okay.
Depending on your series of valve, you have a retaining ring removal tool.
Right.
So this is the 406.
For the AB series,
yes,
which is approximately in cost of $70 or less, $60 or so. The kit itself is $70 or less.
Correct.
So one-time purchase on the tool, which is half-inch drive, and then the kit itself. So.
Correct. Correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the valve to the fully open position. And then the tool, depending on whether it's the jumbo or the standard, the holes will grab the pins on the retaining tool,
okay,
and we'll spin that out. Once our retaining ring is out, we can grab the old valve seat from the inside and pull up on it. And once you get your fingers underneath it, the old valve seat will come out. And then in reverse process, the new one will go in. We do supply a little bit of grease. We don't recommend you grease the sealing surface, just a little bit of grease around the outside where the retaining ring threads in, so this doesn't grab the seal. That way it'll thread in much easier. And all we're going to do is thread this down just on the standard series till it's flush. On the jumbo, till it's about 1/8 of an inch below flush,
Yep.
it'll basically stop.
With the same tool.
Same tool.
So we've taken this, put it on our workbench. We've done this in 10 minutes or less.
Correct.
With $70 or less.
Correct.
No UPS, no downtime on the engine.
Nope. No dropping it off and picking up a spare. Keep the engine right here
Yeah.
at the shop, and we'll have you back in service in 5-10 minutes.
And that's one of the many features that makes that valve really, really a great valve.
Correct.
Good job, TFT.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you being here
Absolutely.
today.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.